Hey everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery, which is turning out to be your Big 12 tiebreaker explanation delivery of the day. That's a horrible name, but that's what it is. Hey, first, remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's right down there. Yeah, just down there. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Leave the comments if you really like the video. Only if you like the video. And also turn on the alerts. The Insiders goes live at 1:30 on Monday with another edition, a post-Abolition Bowl edition, as we talk about K-State's win over KU and what a great game it was, on with the DD, and what is up with this Big 12 office. So they sent out a release, or at least posted it on social media on Sunday, explaining the tiebreakers, but not explaining all of the tiebreakers. They explained every tiebreaker that works against Kansas State and left out any that might. There is one that works for K-State that was explained. Texas wins, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma lose, or Texas loses, doesn't matter. K-State will play Texas. But it takes both Oklahoma and Oklahoma State losing. K-State loses the tiebreakers with those schools as a threesome. Did I say threesome? And that's what they just changed. They just altered that result last week. And they lose the head-to-head to either individual school. So that's the same. But what happens if Texas loses and all three of those schools win? Then there's a four-way tie. And that's the really confusing part. That's the part that ends up reverting to the part that they didn't want to do, that they avoided by changing the rule, so you don't go to the next best team in the standings that played all the teams in the tie. That gets confusing. And they didn't explain that at all. So K-State's in if Oklahoma and Oklahoma State lose, or possibly if all four tie. Now there's different ways they can apply that tiebreaker. They can decide with the next step just who's the number one seed, and then use the other tiebreaker the next round for the three. But there's a website out there that's doing these scenarios, and they seem to be doing that. But in reality, and maybe this is why the Big 12 didn't list it, you would need Kansas to beat Cincinnati for this to be true. Okay, they've got it. That step has to take place. And at that point, the best place in the standings, it'd be two teams. It'd be Iowa State and Kansas that are tied, that all four teams played. They had tough schedules. There's no doubt about it. All four teams would have played them, and you go to that. Texas and Kansas State went 2-0 and the others didn't. That's the tiebreaker. That's your championship. By every tiebreaker I've ever known, once you eliminate the right amount of teams, you're done. But there's a lack of clarity about that. Are they just going to decide that, well, Texas is the number one seed from this, and because it beat Kansas State, okay, they're in. Now let's go to the three-school tiebreaker, and Oklahoma State's in because they win that. The Big 12's got a mess. And it's a mess of their own making. And whoever made this mess, and if this does go down this way, which I don't think it will, then someone's got to be held accountable. If they somehow dream up a scenario when K-State shouldn't be in, when they're in, I don't want to even know. I don't even want to know, because it's going to get ugly. And part of the ugly will be me. I'm never ugly. Why would you say that? Oh.